thank you. Settle down. Have you all had a lovely weekend? Good. Tonight, to finish the weekend, we have a lovely a lovely duo of mediums and me. But first of all, we're just going to get cracking straight on with it, shall we? Shall we, everybody? Shall we, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hotel Palace Ballroom, all the way from Paddington, London, the resounding, can't do anything else, the wonderful Rose Anderson, everybody, thank you.
Is it on? It is. It's on, isn't it? I have to say that is Paddington via Rose Hill, because I haven't lived there since, well, Pussy was a kitten. Yeah, exactly. It's nice to be here. I have to apologise now. I may have to sit down. I don't like to. I like to stand up and look at you all. Yeah, if only. But I shall try my best to stand up while I can. Spirit don't normally let me down, but keep your fingers crossed. Right, I am over the back somewhere. I know I am. I can't really see. There is a gentleman that's got his head bent forward a little bit. That's it, you just looked up at me. Next to, it's Annette, isn't it? Yeah, next to you. Can I speak to you, please, sir?
You can.
What's your name?
George. Oh, hang on. George.
George, right. George, I was very drawn to you all of a sudden. There's a gentleman standing behind you. And a lady, they came in together, they came in as a pair. Okay. I felt that this lady were a couple. I can't see how old you are, I'm not being, my eyesight's not that good. But I'm not sure if this is your parents or your grandparents, but they were a very close, devoted couple. Okay. And you would understand why they did everything together. Yep. And I want to say that it's almost like, this is your father.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're very close, yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, he was very close, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because I wanted to say, it's almost as if he would have said to you and your siblings or whoever, this is what you have in a marriage. Because it's almost like sometimes they were like a pair of giggling teenagers. And I feel it was lovely. It was really heartwarming. I don't know whether they one passed and the other passed not long afterwards. It's almost as if they couldn't live without each other. Yeah?
Absolutely right.
Okay, then I know I'm definitely with you. They want you to know they have been around you recently. I'm trying to find the right words as we're in public. There has been quite a lot of upheaval in your life, a lot of change. You've left a part of your life behind. I feel you've had to walk on and not look back. And that sounds very hard and callous, and I don't think that came easily. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Thank you. Because he's just said you did the right thing at the right time. It's almost as if you had needed to do it or wanted to do it before, but you felt you had obligations. Now, I feel that this is in a few areas of your life. I think one is more in your family or more personal life. The other, I feel, is also work. Because it's almost as if you've made a complete change. I feel, boop, and you've just gone for it. Yep. I don't know whether you lost your job or whether you had always wanted to run a business or whatever, but I feel whatever you were doing in the past, you're doing something completely different, but much more closer to your heart. Is that correct?
Yeah, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. It may not be, you may not be galloping along at the moment, but you're getting there slowly. And I feel that whatever you were doing before, it suited your needs at the time. Yes. I feel it gave you the material things that you needed. It gave you the security that you needed, but it didn't fulfill your soul. That's a poetic way of putting it, isn't it? But that's exactly how I wanted to say. Is that correct, sir?
It's, yeah, it's
Thank
pretty
you.
along the line, yeah. Well done.
Can I just say that Mum and Dad want you to know that they are around you. You're not imagining things. It's almost as if sometimes you can feel a little bit of a fluttering. I'm sure we've got many budding mediums and healers here. And mediums' houses are always busy. And I don't say that you're actually a working medium, but you are becoming more and more interested in it. Yeah? It's a slow journey because I don't feel that you didn't come into it and want to hop on the bandwagon. Right. I feel almost that maybe different mediums have said you should be sitting in a circle, you should be doing this, and it's like, whoa, I want to know more first.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know, I think that if only, more people thought like that, because it is a wonderful journey. We're always learning. I've been in it, well, Ray and Jackie and I said we've got about 150 years between us. And it's lovely. New things, new experiences, it's always wonderful to see things in a new light. I mean, I did something completely new yesterday with, what's she called? Michelle and somebody else, yeah. Oh, Mary. A different way of reading cards. It was birthday cards and Christmas cards, and I love doing new things. You can always learn, can't you? And it was really interesting. But can I just say that you, at the right time, will find which way you want to go down, all right? You will find your own personal pathway, the one that is right for you.
Okay.
Listen to your instincts, because they're very, very good. You've always had very strong intuition. And I've also got somebody that would have been in the army as well. Somebody here and definitely in the army. And I'm not going back to parents' generation. I think that this would have been more modern. I don't know why. I've got my finger on something and I keep cutting out. But
I had a close friend.
I'll rephrase that. But I feel that this gentleman would have been in the army, but it's maybe later than World War II.
I had a close friend, my age, 2 days, and he was in the army.
Thank you. But he's passed, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because
early 20s.
I'm good, but I'm not that good, because this man's standing here talking to me. And he said, he's giving you the thumbs up. And he's just said, don't worry that you weren't there for me, or that it was almost, I don't know how he died. It may be that you weren't able to get to see him, or you hadn't got to see him before something happened. And he's just said, everything happens the way it's meant to. He's chuckling, because he said, I never thought I'd see you in a place like this.
There you go.
And he's just said, I'm still the handsomest one. And he would have said that and all. I do feel he was a striking man, yeah? And I feel that you must have been like brothers, because I feel that you were very competitive with each other. Yeah?
Very close.
And he's just laughing his head off, and he's just said, I could keep you here all night talking about all the old days. He said, but I understand you're on a time frame. So he just wants you to know. And I've also got someone else here. He tells me his name is, I was going to say John. It's not quite John. It was very quick. It's just somebody that wanted to be reminded to you.
Don.
Could be. I know it's cheeky, but I will accept that, because I only heard it briefly. He's actually sort of at the back somewhere, and he's just said, will you just remember me to him? Don was the gardener.
Don, sorry, say again?
Was he the gardener? Not your personal gardener, but the one that really loved doing the garden. Yeah. Because I can see him, and it's like he's growing beans and vegetables. He was quite happy as long as he was out. He said, people were hard work. He said, I like to be out with the flowers and the beans and the cabbages and whatnots. Yeah?
He was more of a car man, really.
Then it may not be him.
I'm not sure about the garden. I mean, yeah.
I may have left you, actually. So will you just take their love, okay? Because I feel very strongly that they just wanted you to know that they're around. And I don't know if we've had a message over the weekend, but
No.
They wanted you to know that they've been listening to what you said. You've been asking for a sign. Okay?
Okay.
I know that they've come through and given you a message, but there's something that's going to happen that's going to give you that answer. I could go on and tell you about, when I was going to move from my mum's house and I didn't know what to do, but I'm not going to take up time here. But I can tell you that when we can
Another
talk
time.
later.
Okay.
All right? Signs come in the funniest ways. All right then.
Yeah,
Bless you,
lovely.
darling.
Thanks very much.
So sorry, people. I'm not going to have to give in. So I'm going to be bobbing up and down here. I'm over there somewhere. Have a look. I'm drawn to the lady that's got her head to one side and the blonde lady next to her. That's it. That's it. No, I know what I mean. You just waved at me. Can I speak to you, please?
Point out the lady. Oh.
What's your name? Sandy. Okay. It's nice to talk to you, Sandy. As I link in with you, there is. Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
I know I've got a bad back, and you're going to hear a disembodied voice, I'm afraid. I know my back and my knees, but I've got somebody standing here with me, sitting now, as the case may be, and I feel that, oh God, the pain in their back. It makes me sound like a wimp, because I do feel that, I don't know what they had, but it was something long-term. It's a lady, and I get the feeling she either had something wrong with her spine. It may have even have been that she was a little bit curved.
Okay. I'm just trying to think.
Can't understand that.
No.
Please say no, I don't mind, honestly.
No, I'm not sure.
Right, okay. This lady, I'm not still with you, am I? Hello? George? I'm not still with you, am I? I've got a little lady here with a curved back. No. It don't... Oh, your name? No? Mum? Oh, your mum? Oh, right, okay, oh. Well, I was talking to Dad, so she obviously didn't like to be left out. I do want to come to my lady. I do want to come to this lady. I've got your name already.
Sandy.
Sandy, that's it. Good job I got this lot here. There are lots of people around you. I don't know if there's been a recent passing, but I'm getting the feeling of a lot of grief around you.
Yeah, there has been.
And I feel that some of it's yours, some of it you're grieving for somebody. It's almost as if it's been, like several things going on. I know it's been a very sad and poignant time over the last 18 months. I mean, we all know that. But there are other things going on other than COVID. And I feel that this is nothing to do with that. No. I feel over the last, and I want 5 years, I want 5 years, it's been one thing after another. Now, forgetting the little lady, because she obviously belongs to George, but there is a lady standing behind you, and I've got to be honest, I've still got that. I've got this backache here. It's as if my back is really killing me. Okay. Now, I feel as if it's like she would have stood up, and also I feel as if I'm a little bit swollen. I feel as if I'm all puffy.
Right,
like
I
I've
get that, Rose.
You know who it is now, thank
it's
you.
my mum. She had Alzheimer's before she
Oh,
passed.
bless her heart.
So she's
yeah, well, don't tell me. Well, you can tell me if you like. Carry on, and then I'll say, wasn't that a good message?
I won't shut up once I start. So
didn't that sound good? Anyway, she's here, and I knew that there was somebody that was with you. I know you said you've already told me she's had Alzheimer's, but she hasn't got that now, obviously.
No.
I was going to say I feel a little bit woolly, but I felt it might be to do with the tablets or things painkillers that she was taking.
Yeah.
She's okay. We're not medical. We don't diagnose. We don't give medical things. But she's telling me that somebody in the family has, so apart from the Alzheimer's, this pain in the back. Okay, somebody else has got problems with their back.
Yeah, it's my sister.
Yeah, okay. and it's like I could tear my hair out. I don't know whether to sit, stand. Sometimes it's not just a case of sitting down and taking the pressure off. Sometimes that doesn't ease it. And lying down's not much better. And if I stand, well, and I feel I don't know. It's either they're waiting for an appointment somewhere, or they're waiting for treatment of some kind. It may even be they're waiting for an operation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she wants to have an operation.
Thank you. Because it's like I can't live, even though it may be a little risky. Oh, hello, I do keep going off here. You keep switching this mic off, Ivan. I'm only joking. Although she may be sort of in pain, she might be a little bit moany. Somebody up here has said you bite your tongue a little bit because you know she is really in pain. Yeah?
Yeah, I can take that.
Yeah, okay. I don't know who the lady is here. I know you said it's your mum, but I've got another lady coming up. And I don't know if this would have been your auntie. I didn't want to say grandmother. I felt more your mum's generation. And this lady's got rather a sternish face. She's got this sort of straight face, and it's like, and I think, if she didn't like you, she didn't like you. And that was it. There was no two ways about it. If she didn't like you, she told you. Yeah. And she just said, you've got some plain talking to do to somebody. Now, it's not the lady with the bad back. I feel not only are you trying to help this lady, yes, I don't know if she's family, but you are also, it's like, I want to tear, Sandy needs to be cut into about 8 pieces, because everybody wants a piece of you at the moment.
Yeah,
Didn't even think you were going to get here today, or for the weekend, because it's like, how am I going to manage this? How am I going to, is this possible? But you needed this break.
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah. You're not being there's a little bit of you at the back of your mind is thinking, I feel a bit selfish really, but you're not. I said, it's not wrong sometimes to think of yourself first.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's a couple of people that need to get their finger out.
Okay.
Yeah, you know where they're coming from.
I know what you're saying.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's also somebody else here, apart from these two ladies, that's given you this huge bunch of flowers, and they're really beautiful. And I have to say, I've only ever seen workmanship like that, and that's my friend Julie. The workmanship is superb. And this lady's given you this, it's like a tied bunch. And I think, she could have a few straggly flowers and she could make it look wonderful. Yeah?
Oh, thank you.
She's given you this bunch of flowers, and she said, because you deserve them.
Oh, bless you.
And she's not picking you up. They're not just saying it because you're here. But I really feel that there is a point where you feel everyone's taking the Michael.
Yeah, it's been a...
And I'm underappreciated. And let's face it, there's times when we all feel like that. And she's just saying, we appreciate you.
Oh,
We appreciate everything you're doing. And there's a little boy around you. I don't know whether this is in your direct family or nephew. He's a little boy, definitely.
Yeah, I can
And I can see him, and I'm not very good with children's ages, but he's a toddler.
Okay.
He's running around like blue, yeah,
Yeah.
like the proverbial blue, what's it?
Yeah.
And I feel he's tiring somebody out. He's got more, we could do with siphoning off a bit of his attention for ourselves, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's my grandson, yeah.
You know who he is, obviously. He's lovely, he's not naughty, but he just can't stop himself.
Yeah, he's hyper. Totally
It is your son, right? No wonder you're tired.
Yeah, no, it's my grandson.
Oh, your grandson?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, I just feel that, I don't know if it's your daughter, but his mum is I can feel the tears there, and it's like she's telling him off, and it's like, I feel so guilty for telling him off. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm very much reminded of my nephew when he was that age. And sometimes, you have all these, oh, well, you've got to do all this psychological, what's it? Sometimes they just have more energy than they should have.
Yeah.
And I also feel this little boy sees things as well.
Yeah, definitely he does.
Yeah, he's very, very psychic, and you do find that with very psychic children, that they are quite often naughty, mischievous, full of energy. It goes with the territory.
Yeah.
I do feel he does need, he's been sent, he does need like a firm hand, but he will grow up to be, he'll have his place in the world,
Oh, lovely.
all right? I think you know that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm not saying that all your grandchildren, or however many you've got, or children, they're all special.
Yeah,
But I think he's got a pathway to follow.
oh, that's lovely.
So he'll be coming for guidance in his own time,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
All right then, my darling. And before I leave you, there's a little tiny dog just wandering in and out.
Okay.
It's only a small little terrier type doggy, and it's wagging its little body, and it's letting you know she's there. I want to say she. I'm not looking, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a he.
And she doesn't look very old, this dog, so she didn't reach old age. She still had a bit of life to her.
Yes, definitely.
Because I feel she died very quickly, not instantly, but it was a very quick passing, and it's like she didn't reach her old age, but you feel her on the bed. You do. You feel her on the bed.
Okay.
And I get the feeling that she tries to let you know she's there, and I love picking up animals. I don't know why. Is it me? Or is it blaming me now? I do love picking up the animals, and dogs are friendship and protection and loyalty, as I saw on somebody's T-shirt today. So I love to see the dogs. You are looked after.
Thank you.
So just take their blessing. All right.
Bless you. Thank you.
Oh. Now, I'm not sure where I am. Oh, yeah, it's making me feel really sick. I was over there for a minute, but I was suddenly pulled over here. I thought it was I've got a lady with me, and she's making me feel really, really sick. I'm with one of this little group here, and I feel she couldn't keep anything down. My mouth is so sore. It's got ulcers. I've got teeth, but I can't wear them, and I don't like being seen without them. So it's like, oh, for God's sake, don't let them come in, and I'll put my teeth in even if it hurts. Yeah, understand that? Okay, because
Hello.
she's laughing and saying, well, I've got my own now, I've grown my own back. And she was a little bit vain. I don't know if this is your mum or your nan, but that's how I feel. Are you sisters?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, I can't tell really. But she's just said there's nothing wrong with a bit of vanity, girls. And I think that would have been her mantra. Bit of vanity keeps you going, and she would have had a little bit of powder, lipstick, and she would have always have kept herself very smart. And because of her illness, if those, we all know what it's like when you're really poorly. It's like, can I be bothered?
Yeah.
But as soon as she knew anyone was coming, it's like, oh, I'm not letting them see me like that.
Yeah.
And you knew she wasn't ready to go. You really knew. I think right up until the last minute, she was asking for her teeth. And it's like, I don't want to go to the undertakers with no teeth.
Literally the last hours.
Yeah, okay. But she said everything hurt her. Oh, her mouth was so sore. And I get the feeling that the last few hours she was half here and half there.
That's right.
And she was conscious. Every time she sort of, wandered back, she could hear you talking, and she said she's so glad there was no arguments. Now, you two don't look like you're going to argue.
No.
I don't... This is me, I'm so sorry. It's not you two. There's another, another. And she just was so glad there was no rowing, because I think you had to, one of you, if not both of you, had to fight on it.
Yes. Yes.
And she just said she's so pleased that there is no rowing, okay?
Okay.
Or was no rowing. She said you was very good. Somebody was trying to take over, and she could hear it all. And it's like I'm almost rolling my eyes in a coma, Yeah, well, why are we surprised? I'm not saying it's another sibling. I don't know who it is, but it was a member of the family.
Yes.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, thank you.
And she's just saying that she was very conscious of somebody just wetting her lips.
Yeah.
Before she slipped into the coma, she really couldn't eat much. And
For a long
one
time.
of you was mashing up bananas or strawberries. It's like, she can't eat that food. She's not eating because she can't eat that food.
That's right. They wasn't listening, but she couldn't eat anything at the end.
At the end. But I mean, before that very end, I can see somebody...
She tried eating banana sandwiches. Yeah.
Oh yeah, without the sandwich, if you'd have just smashed up a banana, she's just said everything really hurt. She was in so much pain. And do you know Jennifer or Jenny?
There is a Jenny.
There is a Jen, yeah.
In spirit?
I don't know if she is, but
Okay, well, the voice I heard was in spirit. Now, I don't know if it is Jenny or if it's somebody connected to her. Okay. I don't know if you've been looking at photographs, if you've been looking at a photo album, different things. But as I'm looking, you're going over old memories. Now, obviously, I think your mum's been gone a little while now.
Yes.
But there has been a reason why you've been clearing some stuff out. So I don't know if there's been another passing or whether someone's moving, but I can see you and you're having a clear out. I know
In a roundabout sort way.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's worth going, when you find bags of things and you think, it's worth going through everything because you're going to find things and photographs and you're thinking, oh my God, I'd forgotten about this.
Yeah. I get that. I
Okay?
understand that.
Because there's all sorts of treasures.
Yes.
A few spiders probably as well, dead ones, but there's all sorts of treasures in them bags.
Yeah.
And she's just said, you'll be really glad you were thorough.
Thank you.
Okay?
I know exactly where that goes now. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Okay. Can I also, your dad's also in spirit.
No.
Then there's a gentleman coming with Mum. I didn't want her dad. It's more her age group.
yeah.
Yeah? I don't know if it's her brother or,
Yeah.
because the love feeling was there.
Yeah.
And he's got the widest smile I've ever seen. And he said, well, we're the good-looking side of the family. And he was a cheeky devil, and I don't know if he was married and had his own kids, but he was a good uncle. I feel he was one of those that would play, and this is Mum's brother, isn't it? Because I think he was when I say her baby, I'm not necessarily saying he's younger than her, but she was very maternal towards him. Very protective. He could have been one of her kids because she was very protective towards him.
Yes. On all of them, yes.
Right, okay, then that makes sense. But he's here with her.
I think
And he's just said, you're coming out of the time that you've been in. And I want to say I can see the light, not that light.
No.
But you can see the wood trees.
Thank you.
Okay? You can see the wood for the trees and it's like I can breathe again. I can answer the phone without thinking, oh God, what is it now?
Okay.
There's definitely a move on the horizon.
Thank you.
Okay? And they told me to tell you that. Right?
Thanks.
And they said, get everything ready now because it's going to come very quickly when it comes.
Oh, thank you. That's
It's
good to
been
know.
held up for a reason.
I know that. I trust it. Yep.
Okay? All right. bless
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Darling, I'm
You're right. Rose Anderson, everybody, give it up. Okay, you right, love? She's got 5 drinks lined up there. That's why the vodka's run out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and a little bit of pride. It gives me great pleasure and a little bit of honour to introduce the next person, 'cause he's a very good friend of mine. So please put your hands together. Comes all the way from Carshalton, Surrey, the amorous, the amazing Ashley Robinson, everybody.
Good evening, folks. Let's get straight in, shall we? I've got a man communicating with me, and as this man communicates with me, he talks about his family being here, family plural. I'm looking for family related here, 2 generations of family. This man was father and grandfather. He's passed with a heart-related condition. He's talking about having a very... he said, I thought it was mild. It wasn't mild. It was quite severe, it turns out. Heart-limiting condition. Not mild, but severe. But treatable. I thought I was treating that, and then depression, a bang, crash, wallop, quite quickly, heart failure. So I'm looking for someone that would understand this. I've got the letter R. It's not a letter, is it? It's a sound. R. Not a dog. Angela thinks you might understand this as well. Like R for Ray. I've got a 6-year-old boy, so I do lots of phonetics with him, and I've got this R. Can you think understand this too? He's given me, as well as the heart failure and as well as that sudden nature of it, he's also talking about 6 and 7, 67, which I think is a year, being an important thing. And I've got siblings as well. There's more hands. It happens to get more information. Late 1950s, 58 and 59. I think I've got siblings as well that would understand that link. I don't know if he's given years of birth of his children. Ian's putting his hand up as well now. Okay, let's get some more information. Don't all have the same dad. It's not all the different years of birth. Okay, links to the Midlands with this man as well. In and around Bedford, quite important. Showing me Bedford on a map. I'm going up from Croydon towards Bedford on the train. Ian, you're still in? Bingo? Everything, you understand everything I've said? Okay. Okay. Lots is so much to say, to be verified by you. Things you've heard, spirit side, that should have been said, human side. Because I've got this real sense of anticipation with him around things that could have been, should have been done and said by him. And he's talking about anticipating being able to give you some additional confirmation of things you would have received directly by him. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So Ian, I'll carry on working with you. As he continues that link, and he talks about this anticipation, he also talks about this with you. He's talking about this blockage. He's showing me what looks like the old Mario Brothers, you know, the computer game, the pipes. I've got like this blockage in the pipe, and it's just, I've not been able to get past, and I've sort of cut a hole in the pipe to reduce the pressure. Yeah, I understand. Your head's sort of popping up. He's talking about the fact that where you thought you were trying to get to, the barrier you were trying to overcome, you've circumvented it, you found another way.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. You understand this sense of relief, and that's why he's giving this analogy of that pressure coming off. And actually, the world looking slightly different than what you thought it would when you did pop your head above that parapet, yeah?
Correct,
Does
yes.
that make sense?
Yep, totally.
Okay. He's got excitement, and he's talking about a nervous excitement. It feels like the sight of what is to be, the art of the possible. Being excited is a real good fun feeling he's talking about
yes.
Not knowing and not being able to fully anticipate what's around the corner.
Correct.
There's some nervousness.
Yes.
You sort of tiptoe towards that, and he's just saying onwards, forwards.
Makes sense.
Trying to urge you on and encourage you to do it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the experience. He says it's all important, and you're starting to understand more about the value of
yes.
the experience before it.
Correct.
It just felt like a sticky thing. Quite weird. He's giving this strange analogy of one of those sort of horrific glue boards, you know, for a mouse or something like that. Like you've been stuck and caught.
Correct.
Not quite. Okay. I'll just say it the way he said it to me. not dead, but stopped.
Yes.
Left for dead. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Feels like you've been freed.
Yes. Thank you.
You understand that?
Yeah.
I also want to acknowledge how proud I am of you for raising your head continually.
Thank you.
For taking risks.
Thank you.
Risks that I cannot attribute me to saying you're just like me.
Yes.
Okay? I feel that although I enjoyed the benefits of risk, I didn't enjoy taking risks, particularly if it involved not the not known. I like the odds to be in my favour. I liked a bit of routine and formality.
It is.
And actually, I die regretting the things I didn't do, the opportunities I took.
I understand.
Okay? And he's saying that he likens that to particularly, and I want to link this to profession, because he's talking about putting a few extra quid in your pocket.
Correct.
He's talking about that it was really important that you're able to make those decisions in pursuit of that happiness, of that passion, of what you felt was right. And he's really proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
He's talking about next summer, August, around a milestone which should be better celebrated, but I've got a milestone plus one. As if I've had the milestone last summer,
Okay.
I'm going to celebrate it next year. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. He's looking forward to the summer, the opportunity to do that.
Thank you.
He's also encouraging you to put your head above the parapet across all of your life. He's talking about you doing it professionally and understanding the risks and going for it.
Yes.
He's talking about your heart, okay? He's
Yeah.
talking about it's okay to show vulnerability. You have the resilience, okay? To
Thank
take
you.
a bit of flack if necessary. But from where he can see it, he can see you on this path, and he says, keep going in that direction.
Thank
He feels
you.
that you're heading in that right direction.
Thank you
okay?
very much.
He was also, as well as those links to Bedford and East Croydon that he was just talking about on the train, he was talking about the Midlands, and he was now overlaying that almost as like a map of where you are. And it's all about you finding your centre,
Yes.
about you having this sort of convenience of understanding my grounding and your middle, and the opportunity to branch out. It feels like
Yeah.
a field base, and he's
Yeah,
overlaying
totally.
the sort of the middle of the country, but it's you, and now you're going to branch out, and you're going to do these different things.
That's
Always
it.
the opportunity to back to base camp,
Yeah.
base camp. Solid foundations,
that, thank you.
opportunities to climb the mountain, to go onwards, to go forwards. Okay, you had some sort. Okay, he's telling me that there has been a new assessment done of your eyes.
That's right, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but he's
Months
saying
ago.
that you've not got rid of the older framed which you still liked. There's been
I'm wearing them because the replacement ones were faulty, and I've got to
Okay.
wait for them to be remade.
Okay, just some proof that
Thank you.
he's around you. He's aware of those things going on. Training. He's calling it a training eye. You've trained an eye. As an eye got as an eye, left eye. Has it got slightly better?
No.
What's
Other
he
way.
talking about then? Right, let me ask him. Other way as in it was your right eye, but he was talking about an eye. You're saying an eye's deteriorated.
Yeah,
Right, okay,
yeah.
let me understand what he's talking about. Training eye. Talk to me. Trainer, you've been training your eye. Have you been wearing an eye patch?
No.
No, your hand. You've put your right hand over your right eye, and it's almost like you've been trying to focus at different distance.
Oh, yeah. I was,
Okay,
yeah,
right,
I was
that's
trying
what
to,
he
I
was
was trying to
say.
think. Yes,
So it's like you're training,
yeah, I've got it.
training your eye.
Yeah.
He wanted to give you some sort of spiritual gift where you could fire beams of light and rainbows from it. And he's got this lovely sense of humour. He has some fun with that. But again, he's
Yeah.
around you and he's aware
Thank
of
you.
what's going through. Great to see you surface out of the pipes.
Thank you.
Now keep going, one step at a time. All right, Ian, that was your message.
Ash.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Okay. One of my guides, who's a young girl, is just come with me, and she's brought another child in with her. For those involved in the sounds last night, she was quite present. She's introducing this. I wanted to say that I had a little boy spirit side who hadn't touched earth, but he had, but very, very briefly. I've got a boy that had been very sickly and poorly almost his entire childhood, and actually had very little experience as a being in that presence, in that incarnation. About 5. And I don't know if I'm talking about 5 years at point of conception, or he's been in spirit 5 years. Mum. You would know mum. Family friend. I'm a lady, okay. So I've got a little boy here that's talking about being a family friend. I think I'm looking for a female in the audience that would understand this. You do? You've got daughter's friend's little boy. And Sandra, you understand this as well? Okay, right, let me get you some more information then. The 5 was significant. I'm just trying to ask that about an age. I don't know if this was an age of passing, as it I had 5 years of experience, or if it was 5 years ago. He was 5 years old. Same with you. It was 5 years ago. 5 years ago that he passed. And Sandra? Okay, I think the 5 significance. I'm asking for that extra information. What was your name, please? Andy. Oh, Andy. Can I work with you for the moment? You'd understand the concept, this little boy. And he has, he's a beautiful, handsome little fella. And he's talking about having a sickly childhood, as if I feel like, as I learn and as I educate myself and I'm trying to understand the value of the years I did have and the experience of not being well, I'm realising that part of my experience was not just for me. And there is some value in this, because there's a big question that Mum keeps asking about why. Why did he not have that start? Okay, he's talking about the fact that because it was still meant to be, he was meant to be conceived, he was meant to be, and the experience of having was very important. And he has questions about why he couldn't stay, because he wanted to. And I know that he's saying, okay, because Mummy keeps asking why. And he said, it's not fair. I've not understood that even this side why, but I am at peace with knowing that there was purpose, that there was, because of the value of the experience I did have. This isn't about the experiences I didn't have, it's about the experience we did have. Okay, and I don't want to go too deep as we're doing sort of mediumship, but he's just planting some seeds. This is a very wise, older soul in the physical body of a human being at a sickly start in life. And he's talking about the understanding of reincarnation, and he's also talking about being part of a wider soul group with Mummy before, and he will again. Okay? Now, I don't want to go too deep into that. Reincarnation isn't necessarily part of spiritualism. It's part of my spirituality. It's certainly a concept I believe in. But I'm having quite an older conversation with an older soul. And what he's talking about me, there's parts of him connected to, call it your higher self, that you would understand at a working level, that you have helped connect him, like an umbilical cord, back to his mother. You've helped with some of that healing, okay? Does that make sense to you, Andy?
No, that
Right, let me
doesn't,
ask you
no.
more. The umbilical cord, the silver cord, he keeps talking about that. You know my mum, you're in contact with my mum. You have been, sorry. You've been in contact with my mum. You're aware of me and my existence.
I know who she is, yeah.
Okay. He said, you have sent her healing. You have been part of that healing process.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't
That's
get what
okay.
you were saying.
He knew
yeah.
he was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's talking about the fact you did it instinctively,
Yeah.
unconditionally. That was that love. And he recognising the real power of that. And he's also talking about the power of that while he was alive. Everywhere I went, everyone I met, I encountered unconditional love.
Yeah.
And although I'm disappointed about the experiences I didn't have, I'm looking at all the experience I did have with that unconditional love. And I know that Mum is still struggling with this, and she keeps asking these questions about why. I wanted to focus on the good stuff, the care that she gave for me. And we'll have these opportunities again. I make a place for her.
Yeah.
There is no rush to see her, but time is going to be actually her best healer. There is no rush for her to be here. She needs that time to go over it. I will be with her again, because I'm not dead. I'm right here, right now. Yeah. And I know that you know that, but I want to be able to say it so you can say you've heard it from me via another person. Yeah. Because I know that you are continuing to think well of my mother. You are asking that she does well. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, he's just focusing on you. And I say he was with a little girl that I work with in the spirit world. He's also talking about the fact not only have I reproduced my body in a spiritual sense without any of those imperfections, I'm really having some fun. Good. There is no limits, there is no barriers. I can get up to all sorts of mischief, and no doubt he will be led astray in that spirit world by my spiritual friend Marigold, because they're fun and they're playing and they're dancing around and they're having some laugh and some giggles because it feels safe to do so. And he wants to attribute that with the fact that you are like a lighthouse. He doesn't have the advantage of knowing you during his being his incarnation, but you like a lighthouse, this silver umbilical cord, it almost exists like breadcrumbs between you and him and Mum, because of your intention, because of you telegraphing your intention about you wanting her to do well and you thinking about me, and it's brought me close to you, okay? So I'm grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for her unconditionally. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm also working healing. I'm working with a team of healers, and I am working with other sickly, poorly children, and I'm using the experiences that I had to work with them. And I like doing this. A lot of the time it's just playing with people that adults can't see me. Yeah. And he has some fun in doing that, particularly real young years. Oranges. He was just talking about oranges with you. Why is he talking about oranges? You're juggling oranges, he's telling me. What does that mean? Not yours, other people's oranges. Everyone keeps throwing you oranges, he says to me. What does this mean? You've got other people's oranges, but you're juggling them. Other people are throwing you their worries, their woes, their issues, and you keep juggling. And just as you get comfortable, someone throws you another one, okay? I don't know why he's calling them oranges. Oh, because they're segmented, because they're complex, they're not single issues, okay? But they're tough, and in that tough shell, let a couple drop. Focus on you.
Okay.
You're too nice. You're too nice. You let people give them oranges to you, and he's just talking about you, concentrating on you. I feel that there's a real importance at the moment of you needing to do that. He's talking about last Thursday. Why are you talking about last Thursday and oranges? Felt a bit overwhelming, so that would have been just before we come away, wouldn't it? There was a lot for you to do, which wasn't actually for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
and
true.
he's just saying you do take on an awful lot, and you get it done. And people know that, because if you want something done, you give it to a busy person. But he's just recognising the fact that you could do with a bit of time for you, a bit of time to invest in you, okay?
I'll try.
He says thank you. He sends his love. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks, Ashley.
Where are you taking me? Okay. I've got a man linking with me now. As this man links with me, he's talking about his lifestyle, cocktail of decisions, and the way he chose to live being a direct consequence of his life. Alcohol is a big part of that, and he's talking about heart failure. He's talking about being dad. Terrible answer. I think I'm possibly with you, Ian and Dave, because I've got a man here that's talking about being a terrible husband and terrible father that loved and was felt loved, but takes responsibility. And I want to go back to an anniversary about 18 months ago around heart failure. Okay, would you understand that? Okay, right. Let me just step back a little bit so I can see and you can hear me. Obviously, everyone knew of my granddad, Derek, Del Boy. This would be resemblance to him as well. You'd understand that.
Yes.
I want to call him Del, but he was here Derek.
Derek, yes.
And then there was this Del, and he said I wore that like different guises. I was Del Boy at times.
Yeah.
But I want to. Okay, I want to apologise, Day, for not giving back. For receiving more, to taking more than I gave back in terms of value, but of recognising you and thanking you for that love, for those chances, for those opportunities you gave me. But Ian, I also want to apologise to you, okay? Because I know that we had started to talk, and he's talking about patching things back together, but he's talking about his lifestyle being quite toxic.
Yeah,
okay?
it was, yeah.
And he is apologising for that because he said it was my own free will that led me to that. No one made me live the life I did, but I regretted, and there are detriments of my character which he's describing as poorly behaved, and he's talking about wicked, okay?
Yeah.
And he's talking about this toxic element. He's also talking about his temper, and he's talking about the beast in the cage which he tried to contain. He's talking about the fact that there was a beast that always lived within him, and he used to think that he could deal with this beast by feeding it every now and then. But towards the end of his life, he's talking about allowing this beast to consume him and allowing himself to use alcohol to consume his own feelings. Do you understand that?
Yes, he hid his feelings quite well.
But I love you, son.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful for you holding a flame to show the light that I did have, for remembering the good times. But there are detriments of my personality that I want to take responsibility for, that I want to talk about, because it's important, because I didn't take that responsibility while I was alive. I didn't take the opportunity. He's showing me 12 steps as if he's worked a program at some point. I don't know if you would have been aware about that. But he's talking about he's made lists of things he wanted to say and things to do that you maybe would have come across since he had died. People he wanted to speak to, apologies that he wanted to make. But I didn't finish it. I didn't adhere that. Does that make sense to you?
Some of it does, yeah.
Okay, he's just talking about that. He's also talking about, good lad, great. I'm so pleased that you, I don't know, I'm just going to say what he said. I'm so pleased you left me, he said. But you were able to move on, Dave, to go onwards, to go upwards, because I didn't deserve you, and you gave me more of those chances. But Ian, you didn't have that same opportunity to find someone else to look after you and nurture you the way I should have done. He's also mentioned the word role models, and I wasn't the role model I wanted to be all of the times, but I am proud of the man you've become. And when I hold you in the limelight and I talk about the man that you have become, I recognise that this is not the man you will be. There is still an element of growth, okay, emotionally and physically. And he wants to say how important that is. And he wants to talk about the beast, because he says, I like to think that the apple has fallen much further from the tree, but I'm aware there is this inherited beast in the cage.
Yes.
He said, don't do what I do and ignore it.
No.
Recognise it. Recognise that it's there. He says, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay?
I did and I have.
And there's a little there, and do not give it the light and time of day.
No.
Focus on you, because you've got so much more to do, so many experiences.
Yeah.
Don't wait till I did, too late to do the things you want to do. Do them for me, son. Do them. Go out and do them. Be you. Be the man I know that you're becoming, not the man you thought you were. Stop being so harsh, okay? We understand that. I'm judging you. He said, stop judging yourself. You do that when you're dead and you're up here and you realise there's this huge detriment of character you can see. Make the changes that I wanted to do now, the changes that you tried to inspire me to do.
Yeah,
okay?
I understand that totally.
Look after your brother,
so
he can look after you.
Yeah.
He follows the march and the beat of a drum, which is not his, but his partner's.
Yes.
He goes with the flow.
Yeah.
He's not always his own man.
No.
And he needs a stick, a gentle stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give him a steer. Give him a steer. Give him a guide. Tennis. Just talking about tennis. Balls. Fire those tennis balls back over.
Yeah.
Don't write them all off until you've whacked them a tennis ball. Then see if they send it back.
I was intending to do that when I got home.
I'd like to say I regret the things I did, but I regret more the things I didn't do. I live by the decisions I made, the experiences I had, and I recognise there was poor behaviour, things I'm not proud about, that I'm determined to understand more of this side. But you both have that opportunity to keep living, live every day and every moment and go forward. Be that man I know you're going to be, so I can continue to be proud. I love you both. Yeah. That was your message.
Thank you very much, Ashley. Thank you.
Okay, where am I? Okay, I've got a man linking in with me now, and this man is humming the Dam Busters theme, and he's very fun. Okay, he's presenting himself to me at the age of 67 because he's just told me that. He's talking about having family here, but he's talking about being still young at heart. And he's got his arms out like an aeroplane. He's going do 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 do, and he's sort of going around the floor. Angela, you think you understand this man? Okay, let me try and give you some more information. Did you understand the 67? Okay, and you understand this young at heart of me having what could be quite immature personality at times. Sorry? I was in the RAF, okay. They're just having some fun with that. Brill cream boys. Brill cream boys. Good hair. I had a good flock of hair
He had
in my
loads
youth.
of hair.
The best thing I loved about the RAF was the Brill cream and my hair.
He loved
I
the
had
Brill
lots of hair,
Yeah.
and I've got some pictures. There was a picture that was used actually in my order of service, a celebration of my life, and I think I was in uniform in one of those pictures. Oh no, it didn't make. He said it didn't make the cut. It went into the collage. There's a picture of me in my uniform, much younger, but 18 years old. You understand that?
Yeah.
And I loved my hair. It was one of the first things I could do in heaven, and I got all my hair back.
You did.
Yeah.
And it was black.
Sudden. I feel like my death was sudden. He's clicking his fingers, as in, he's so funny. He's like, he said, I struggled for a while, but I didn't realise I was dying other than I was getting older, and then boom. I feel that the death in itself was sudden, but there was a bit of a limitation, the way I was limiting to my life.
Yes.
Okay, you understand that. Okay, you told me about the RF, and he's mentioned about the Brill cream, but he's not. There's something about him not flying as a pilot.
No, he didn't.
I was some sort of gunner on the door. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
I was trained. He said it was one of the most dangerous bits of the aircraft. Thank God I never needed to go up there.
That's right.
He was just talking about it, and he said, I remember them learning. It was like, I watched all these people that were perhaps slightly wizzier or smarter than me sort of go up in escalation. And, okay, he said, I've told you this story. Let me just paraphrase what he's just sort of saying about here. He's talking about this aircraft. He said, I remember seeing pictures of aircraft that came back with bullet holes in them.
Yes.
And there was always loads of bullet holes around where I would be with the air gunner.
Yeah.
And I used to say that we need to reinforce that. They said, no, because these are the planes that come back. We need to reinforce the areas where we don't see bullet holes.
Yeah.
So don't worry, you'll be shot at, but you'll be fine. He said, I never had great confidence in that spirit.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they kept reusing them and reusing them. Okay. And he's talking about that, but he's also talking about him being more proud of the service after the service, not being a great fan of it at the time.
No, but he was a great service.
Yeah.
He was in service.
But sort of look back at it very fondly and very proudly.
Yes.
Always felt like I should have been up to something else.
Yes.
Okay, and there was this sense of me wanting to do a bit of ducking and diving.
Certainly
as well.
did.
Yeah. I felt I earned a couple of quid on base as well. I don't know if I'm up near Bicester at one point.
Yes.
Okay, he was just
Yes.
talking about that. He was showing Bicester on the map.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm flogging something to other people. I'm selling
I
things to...
don't know about that.
I'm earning a couple of quid.
But he was there.
Yeah, I was polishing shoes as I was doing people's shoes for them and earning a couple of quid, and I was flogging them something. I was flogging them photos. Cheeky photos, he said. I was selling cheeky photos worth a few quid. I had some fun, and you understand this from my personality, because the life I lived was full of fun and enjoyment and excitement, and I just want to sort of pop in on my aircraft, sing a funny song and make you smile, put a smile on you. I want to say how much I love you, how proud I am of the things that you're achieving, but also with the family, because I know that you regularly thread me and other members of the family into conversation.
Absolutely.
As a result
Yes.
of the work you do and the belief you have. He said, but every now and then it's nice for someone else to tell you that I'm around too. Okay, you understand that. You're asking for a bit of confirmation. And then you can say, other people have seen me, other people have spoke to me, and he said he likes that. He's been around this weekend, he's had some fun with that. There is no death. He said, absolutely not, because I'm in a plane of my own hands and wings, and he's having some great fun.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't even have a body. He's talking very, very fast, but fun.
He's
I love
very
it.
fun
And you
character.
must continue to love your life, enjoy what you do. I love the fact that you are your own woman and your own person, and I feel that not only you marching to the beat of your own drum, but actually there are people following you. They like your rhythm, and therefore I want to call you a leader, okay? And talking particularly about spirituality, because he's talking about your mind's eye, Andrew. He's saying just keep marching, keep banging that drum, and other people will continue to follow you because they're inspired by that, and they're inspired to be more of their own self. Not necessarily like you, but more of themselves, their authentic self, because of you doing that, okay? Yeah. Particularly where you live at the moment. He's calling it a witch's coven. Let's call it a spiritualist circle. He's talking about the fun and the power of the ladies. Do that, ladies. Yeah, okay.
It's my secret.
Yeah, and do it. Have some fun. Enjoy your life.
Thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you. Take his
God
love.
bless
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you've had a fantastic weekend. I've enjoyed spending this weekend with you, and I've loved the opportunity to demonstrate one of those spiritual gifts we've all had some fun with and some upliftment with of mediumship tonight. I now have great pleasure in introducing a good friend of mine. I'm dyslexic, so I won't be doing any clever things around the spelling of his name because I can't spell it. But what I do know is this man is uplifting. He's my friend. He is unique. He is Mr. Ivan Lee. Please put your hands together.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, having a good time? Oh, we'll stop all that, won't we? Okay. Right. Hang on a minute, just having a conversation over here. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, right, everybody, I've got 3 different communicators coming in. I've got Elizabeth, Betty. I want to go over here with it. Does anyone know they connect with Elizabeth or Betty? One of you, I feel like. Is that Mum? Yeah, because she went, I'm Mum. Hang on a minute, that's Betty. And is there a Bob that connects at the back? A Robert or a Bob? Bob? Few of you. Right. Was that be father figure as well?
Grandfather.
I don't mind grandfather. Let me sort a few of these out, okay? Yes, Bob. Was he dad?
No, but I looked at him like a dad.
Right. Did he have various different... I'll be back with you soon, mate. Don't worry. Your mum's all right. She's waiting here. I just got to get them all lined up for you, okay? Tish. Right. I'm not sure if it's your Bob or father figure. Was he quite a cheeky man, quite a funny, very sarcastic, very dry sense of humour, loved to take the mickey a lot, yeah? And he's got a very quick sense of humour, but his humour's a bit weird because he understands what he means and no one else does. Does that make sense? And he laughs at his own jokes and he's got that dirty old man laugh, a bit like Steptoe. You know, I ain't doing it, everybody. I'm not going to do it. But he's got that funny laugh. And he's I've got to do this because he pushed in front of his mum as though he don't give up monkeys. He wants to get in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got the breathing going as well. Did you have the different health issues before he passed?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the breathing's gone and I've got fluid on my lungs. I want to, oh, that sounds horrible.
That's right, yeah.
I feel like I want to spit and gob. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and spit out whatever's coming up. Bile. That's the word.
Yeah.
Bile. Because he came in very quickly. Very rude man.
In his
but
way.
not unlikable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Very, always I don't know what that means, mate. Right. With you, okay, I don't know if it's you that keeps waking up 4 o'clock, R4, back at home, not here at the camp, but back at home. You keep waking up in the middle of the night about 4 o'clock, R4. And I don't know if it's like the 3 pillows on the bed, but you're talking about 3 pillows rather than 4 or 2. You have 3 pillows. Does that make sense?
That's correct, yeah.
I've never been round your bedroom, have I?
You have.
Can we take that out, Richard? Can we edit that?
Yeah, no, you haven't.
No, I haven't. She was joking, everybody. Right, okay. That's his sort of humour.
Yes.
Because he loved that. It's like the joking. And it's like, I know with work, you've been very busy at work, 'cause it's been a real time of it. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
But it's like, you know he draws close to you. I know he's not dad, but he claims to be like father figure.
Yeah, I kind of called him that. He adopted me.
Yeah, and he's Bob. Robert.
Robert. But his name is Robert, but we called him Bob.
I know, I just said that.
All right.
His name was Robert, but we called him Bob. That was really Irish, love. Okay. But he just wanted, I will get your mum's. Did she have cancer? Who had the cancer condition as well? Right, because he's talking about a gentleman with a cancer condition. And with the old man, was he a bit standoffish sometimes, your dad? Not in a horrible way, but in old school, a bit standoffish, because he's in the background, but mum's more friendlier. Mind you, you wouldn't want to upset your mum, Betty, because she would give you a clump. Does that make sense? She's old school. Boss, you're copping it. Yes? He's saying yes, everybody. Right, Bob sends his love. He's fine. Hello, basically. Hello. Have a bit more fun, because work's been more... We've got all night. Will you stop? Right. It's like, have a bit, I know you have fun anyway. I was going to say good time girl, but that sounds wrong. You know what I mean. You know
I'm
how a good time.
I'm a good time girl
You'll
in
have
a
good
lot
fun.
of ways, but not,
you'll have good fun. It has been a pig of a year at work.
Yeah.
It's like he's sort of coming along just to say hello, one thing. And he keeps, I don't know if you're not a hairdresser. Hang on a minute. You don't connect with anyone who's a hairdresser, do you? I'm still working here, you know, love. It seems like the battery's running low.
That's because he was in my bed.
Good evening, everybody. I'll start buffering in a minute, shall I? Right, that's Robert for you, it's Bob. All right, so I'll leave his love with you, Trish.
Thank
Short,
you very
sharp, and
much,
sweet. Just
Ivan.
want to say hello. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
And thank you. All right, mate. He just went, tell her thanks for looking after me, because you put up with me a lot. Does that make sense? And you did look after him. And he keeps sort of patting me on the backside. Who's done that to you? Does that make sense? Yeah, fine. That's you done. Sorted. Right. I forget your name. Why has your name gone out of my head?
Bill.
Hello, Bill. All right. How are we doing? Brilliant. Right. Two communicators I've got here for you. I've got Mum here coming forward, and that's Betsy Mum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Dad had the cancer condition.
Yeah.
He's not that, I'm not saying he's an honourable bloke, but he's not that communicative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's a bit, I'm all right, son, don't worry about old school, very old school.
Definitely.
Understand that?
Yeah.
And did Mum have the different health issues as well?
Yeah.
We talk about all different things going on, and it's almost like the body just sort of wound down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, and she'd had enough. I like your mum, because she reminds you of my mum.
Right.
Right, 'cause it's like, lovely, look after you, upset her, you better emigrate, you get to go, you better not come around for a couple of days. Makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be the old, you know, out comes the old shoe, wallop!
Yeah.
They were the good old days, weren't they? Yeah. Right, anyway, because she wanted to come in to say hello, no worries there. And I don't know if there's a birthday coming up, something about December. So something's happening around December. Yeah. He's looked at the wife straight away. Mary, December? That makes sense to you? And I know your Bill. Is Dad Bill and all, by the way? Yeah. It's like I've got the two Bills.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, love. And there's Bill and Betty. That sounds like a sitcom. Bill and Betty show.
That was
Right,
her...
everyone, paying attention? Okay. Good.
That was her nickname, Betty.
Betty? All right, and I don't care.
That was her real name, sorry, yeah. Oh.
Really hard work doing this, isn't it? So Betty was her real name, your mum? Or was it a pretend name?
No, real name.
All right.
Yeah.
And she, all right, love, I got it. And she, I don't know if my circulation's bad, but my legs ain't right. As though I'm not quite moving, and everything's sort of stopping, and I've got horrible blotches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, she's fine now because everything works. Because she's also, I got it, love. She's also about, I don't know if it's pneumonia or fluid on my lungs.
Yeah, she had pleurisy.
Yeah, that's all here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And she's fine. And I don't know if you ain't got your dad's watch, have you?
Got my what? Yeah, definitely.
You got your dad's watch?
Yep.
Right? Because he just... he wants it back.
He can have it for a tenner. £10.
All right, mate. He sort of barks that at me. He didn't say, mention me watch. That was Dad for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Now, I know you've had a bit of grief recently with the old health.
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah.
And you ain't got a George that connects with you as well, have you?
Yeah, George, yeah.
George just shouted out hello as well.
Yeah.
As though, because you must have been, I got it, love, I got it. All right, it's your mum anyway. Your mum's just told them all to shut up. All right, love. I got it. Telling you to shut up and all, by the way. All right, that's his mum. In a minute, I'd run if I was you. The frying pan's coming out. And you ain't getting chips. Right. I got it, love. I'll tell you what your mum does have. She has a nice sense of humour.
Yeah.
A very nice sense of humour.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's been a bit of a rough year with your health.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
And I know you've been sort of asking for a bit of help. What's going on? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I know you've been mentioning it to Mary.
Yeah.
Okay? Because Mary, he's been quietly quite worried about his health, isn't he? Very. Yeah. He don't like letting on, does he? He's like a geezer, isn't he? Absolutely. Yeah, and he don't like letting on, but because you're quite close, he lets you know. Does that make sense? Because your mum's telling me to tell you, and we don't do fortune telling.
No.
Well, did the lottery? I'm joking. Okay. Right.
Used to.
But I got it, love. I got it. But she's just making. Hang on. She's just making reference with you as though she's heard you, she's helping you out. Okay.
Right.
And it's like, because I know no man's good at doing what they're told when it comes to their health. Because you have to rely on Mary. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And she's
definitely.
the governor, like your mum was. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I like your dad. Your dad's not saying a bloody word now. He's kept out the way. Okay. George is all right. George, who had the false teeth? No, with bottom teeth are coming out.
Oh, it's one of the aunts.
There's no Reg that connects with you, is there?
Reg, yeah.
Reg.
Yeah.
Reg has just said hello as well.
Yeah.
Reg?
Yeah.
Reg? Yeah. Was he a mechanic? What, with cars, Reg?
Oh, dear.
Poor, wasn't it? That was very poor. That was poor. Okay. They're in good company, you know that. It's just your worries, what's been going on. They just all send their love. They're fine. All right. And then I like, okay, hang on. Say that again. What do you want? Oh. Okay. Mum sends her love. She knows what's going on. They're doing what they can to help you, okay?
Yeah.
And she's more than all right. And she keeps, I don't know if it was you that was running around looking after her, doing her odds and bits and shopping and stuff.
Yes.
Because she says, tell him thank you. Because he got it wrong, did he? You know when you went out and got shopping stuff, did you get the wrong labels? You know, like when you get...
Yeah, I'm not good.
Yeah, it was like you got all the wrong stuff. Does that make sense? But yeah, all right, love. But your mum never moaned. She never told you.
No.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. She might have wanted Lurpak and you went and got stalk.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. Okay, love. But she does say love. She's fine. I live a love with you. But she says that you and all Mary, by the way. Okay. And you don't have a John that's passed to you. Yes. They just pull back. John just jumped in and say, don't forget me. Hello, says John for you, Mary. Does that make sense? And did John have the heart problems as well? We've got two Johns. All right. We've got John who had a heart problem. I've got it, mate. It's very quickly, very boom, of all of a sudden. And look at it, show down. He keeps talking about an April connection, April anniversary. Does that make sense to you, Mary? Of course it does, 'cause I know what I'm doing. Thank you. Should have said that, should I? It'll go tits up now. Excuse my language. They all send their love, they're fine. Right, that's you done. Right, I've got
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I noticed, by the way, all this weekend, as soon as anyone else finished the message, they got applause. I got nothing. No, I'm joking. I'm teasing. We ain't got time for that. Yes, we have. Okay. I've got no one now. Thank you. Good night. Got a really nice lady here. She's really sweet. I don't get emotional when I do this. It just makes me feel quite emotional. Very demure. Demure. George. Hello, mate. Did you red wine? Good, because your wife's here saying not too much. Right? And she's quite a little lady, your wife. Quite petite. Not a pushy lady. Unless you upset her. Yeah, right, now. With your wife, there's a lot of various health issues I've got with her. She's coming in. Did you have a dementia condition as well?
No.
Who had the strokes or the aneurysms?
No one.
Yes, they did. Right.
Not to my knowledge.
Hang on. You look after your wife. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's talking about body sort of winding down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your boy's with her.
Oh, it's
Right,
lovely.
the
yeah,
boy's
thank
coming
you.
in. Right, I've got two boys here, actually. Both took their own lives. One of them's your boy.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've got another one, obviously belongs to someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Right, where does Philip connect?
That's my boy.
Right, Phil. I know you're sitting next to Phil,
No, it was Phil, yeah.
but your boy's Phil. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Because he's
Yeah,
jumping in, and he keeps talking about... I'm going back a few years here. I don't know if I'm early 80s or late 70s, around that time period.
No, a bit later than that.
Well, you sure? How old are you now? You ain't 81, are you?
Nearly.
Hang on.
Nearly, I'm on the way.
You know when you get a communicator and you think, oh, why him? Hang on a minute, right, let me, your wife gets annoyed quite easily like that. She's got no patience with you. Because he said he never bloody listened anyway. He had to do as he's told. Does that make sense?
That's
and the
true.
finger's pointing out. She's only little, but she's a little firecracker. And it's like, get on. Which is quite, I've got it, love. Hang on, mate. It was quite a surprise to me because she don't seem that type looking at her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She'd pack a wallet, mate. Right, now, I've got it. You can have a second glass if you want, she says.
No, I'll behave myself tonight.
No, you can have a second glass. And, but your boy, I want to get your boy sorted out because there is this question mark because he would have taken his own life. I'm not going to go into details.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's like, I've got it. He would have taken his own life. Philip, all right, mate. He's quite a quiet kid, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he was.
He's
yeah.
not a bolshy bloke, or
No,
he's
not at
quite
all.
well behaved. Because the question mark I got with it, I got it, mate. It's like there is still now, because we're going back a bit.
Oh yeah.
All right, and it's like, why? Why did this? Why did you do this? That makes sense.
Yeah, well,
There's that
yeah.
question mark. You don't know why. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you anything I want. 'Cause there's no proof there, but the proof is you don't know.
No,
But and I know it's way before your wife passed as well.
Oh, yeah,
Because they
well,
are reunited here.
yeah, it
Does that
was,
make
yeah,
sense?
definitely.
And when your wife passed, was you with her when she passed as well?
Oh, yes.
Because she keeps stroking my head as though you're
Yeah.
stroking her head,
Yeah.
and she keeps. I don't know why she's flicking my ear. Quite nice. She's flicking my ear. Maybe she. All right, enough. June doesn't connect with you, does it?
June.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
The month or the name?
The month.
Yeah. Right. I've got a June as well, though. Name. But I don't think she's yours.
No,
So don't
no.
worry. Wait your turn, love. Eileen don't connect with you as well, does it?
Yeah. Yes.
Who's Eileen?
She was my cousin.
Past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, do I?
No, that.
You say, oh yeah, so it's a good thing. Oh yeah. Dead, mate, dead. Oh yeah. All right. I'll tell you what your boy has, and he's only a young lad.
Yeah.
He's got a nice, calm humour about him.
Oh yeah.
Very
much.
calm humour and very quick. Not loud or brash,
No.
but
cheeky.
very cheeky. Very cheeky.
Yeah.
Very cheeky, but sharp. You know what I mean? He's on the button.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He says, "Hello, Dad. You have a crate of wine, son." Is it a free bar? Is red wine on the free list? Knock yourself out, mate.
I will. Yeah, I'll go on the way.
But they both would want to come in, especially your wife as well, because you would not have her put her in a home or a hospital. You was looking after her
Oh,
at home,
yeah,
in your house, home. Does that make sense?
Well, I couldn't at the end. No.
Yeah, but no, she said you did the best you
Oh,
could.
yeah, oh, yeah,
She
Kevin.
called you boy. You did the best you could, boy. I'm fine.
Well, that's
and that's your
nice.
wife. And do you still have her ring at home as well?
Oh yes.
Yeah, and is there two of them? She's talking about the bent ring. Not nicked, but it's bent.
Yeah.
It's disfigured. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, I've got 3 actually.
Have you got 3?
Yeah.
I'm good, and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 2 are normal, 2 are good, and 1's bent.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are they in the bedroom, in your bedroom, in the drawer?
They're not in the drawer, no.
But what's in the drawer? I go in the bedroom, I go towards the left-hand side. There's a drawer there, or a set of drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's in? Is it something your wife's going there? Is there something of hers there?
Well, I can't remember that. I don't know because I don't go with them.
Don't have any more wine, mate.
I'll have a sort out when I get home.
She's insisting. All right, love, I've got it. Because your wife's very stubborn, very like, boom, just tell him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I've got a really old-fashioned name here. Maud doesn't connect with you, does it?
No.
Then I'm moving off you. It's a good old London name, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Maud.
Maud. Look at that. Maud. Does somebody connect with a Maud? Maud? Where am I? Hello, Mary. Hiya, Mary. Right. Where does Maud connect? Right, is that on Mum's side? Right, so I know I want Mum's side. Right. It's all right, I found Maud. Philip's the one and all. Your wife just wanted to thank you for looking after her and being quite attentive. Does that make sense? Her legs are much better, I can get about, okay?
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
Philip's
yeah.
more than okay. And there's no, I can't say that. There's no regret with him, but he does regret it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's been fine on that side of life.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so he sends his love, he's fine. What's the Star Trek connection?
He loves Star Trek.
Yeah, because he's talking about, that's not Star Trek, is it? That's Star
Yeah,
Trek.
it is, yeah.
He kept doing that. And
Oh, he loves Star Trek.
yeah, he's doing all the Star Trek business. That makes
Oh,
sense.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's what we're doing. You weirdos. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Go out, get a girlfriend. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm joking.
He absolutely loves Star
Okay,
Trek.
yeah. Right, because he loves the old Star Trek. Because he just
Yeah.
kept showing me. Well, Leonard Nimoy's over there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's with him. I can't prove that.
He probably is now. isn't he?
Anyway, live long and prosper, son. I'll leave his love. You say God bless. Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Right,
much.
Mary. Thank you. Right, I don't know what I'm doing this for. I'm dancing, and I don't know why I'm dancing. Right? Dancing badly, by the way. Mary.
Yes.
Right, just double check it is, because I know this lady's coming. Quite a strong lady, very strong character.
Yes.
Right, don't take no really old, but I'm old school. Does that
Yes.
make sense? And it's like, and she's stepping in, and she's giving Maud.
Yes.
Okay, and I know it's on Mum's side. Does that
Yes,
make sense?
absolutely, yes.
And is there also a Frank that connects with you as well?
It's not family.
I don't care if he's not family, but a Frank who's passed.
Yes.
Right, and did he pass quite quickly as well, or the issues he had going on with his health rapidly declined?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Because he
Yes.
just says hello. I don't know if he's friend. What one of your husbands was he?
No, he was father-in-law.
Oh, I don't mind that. I knew it was something to do with one of your husbands. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's Frank, and it's all. Does Dave connect with you as well?
Yes.
David, who's passed.
Yes.
Because David just come in. It ain't you, Rose. It's the mic. It is the mic. It weren't you. Because I've got a David just come and say hello as well. Right
Thank you.
now,
Yeah.
when we get back home. Oh, well, like your Nan, she's in charge, your Nan. And you're Mary, I know that bit.
Yes.
But is there a Marge or a Margaret, Peggy, that connects as well?
Well, Peggy's a friend, yeah.
Has she passed?
Yes.
Got a lot of friends that have passed, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, glad I'm not a friend.
Not anymore.
Your grandmother Maud just went, she told me off. She just went, behave yourself. So,
Yeah.
because she's not, I mean, nice lady, but she's very
Yeah.
strong, very
Yeah.
matriarch.
Yes.
That makes sense, right.
Yeah.
Have you got a doctor's appointment when you get back home? Because you don't listen to what they tell you anyway.
Well, I tell them what they should be telling me.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like, but have you got an appointment when you get back home?
Not yet,
Because
but I will.
one needs to be made, because
Yes.
there's a few, not concerns with you, because it's like you sort of tend to know more than the doctors know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah,
They ain't got a
absolutely.
clue.
Absolutely.
So that's how, okay, love, I've got it. Maud is just agreeing with you. Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Yes.
Because that is instinct. Now, you're right at the back there. Hello? You're right at the back? Sure? Good, well done. Does anyone, hang on, love. Does anyone at the back there connect with the Tony, Tony, who's passed, a few of you? Right, because I might be coming back there in a minute. Mary,
Yes.
Mary. All right, love. Nan's doing the talk. I know Dad's passed, Mum's passed. For some reason, Frank, one of your ex-father-in-laws, has come in to say hello as well, as it
Yeah.
declined. Okay, and there's also, who are you? Dave as well, which is a friend. Does that make sense?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law passed, and
Yeah.
all within the marriage sort of
Yeah.
thing. I've got it, mate. I've got it. And Alan don't connect with you, does it? Oh. No, it's not
well-
yours. Look, where's my Tony's? Is there an Alan as well that connects with Ian? Right, it's all right. I'm not ready yet. I mean, I'm not there yet. I ain't ready. Born ready. Bing! What did I do that for? Mary. Right, get the appointment with the doctors. This is your Nan telling me to tell you, because she's very old school, very stubborn lady,
Same as me.
but
yeah.
hardly ever wrong. I didn't want to say that, Mary.
I've said it
Because
for
I'll tell you what she's showing me, and my Nan, my Nan had one of these. You remember that old, the book thing, they've got the health ailments in? No one went to doctors in the old day, they got this big book out, and
Yeah.
looked up what was wrong with you, and that would...
Yes,
She's
yes.
put one of them out as though you're quite good on it yourself anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So she sends her love, she's fine. Oh, Frank wanted to jump in, because Frank liked you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, he's quite nice. And it's Dave and all, and, Alf. Where's Alf connect?
There's two of them.
Are they both dead?
Yeah.
Well, they do. No. I've got Alfield and a heart problem.
Yeah, uncle.
Yeah, because it's like they're all sort of connecting in.
Yeah. They're family anyway.
I know they're family.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here, love. You should know that.
Of course I do, yeah.
And, hang on, wait. That's it. I wanted to say hello. And there's something about, really? You want about 4 different medication tablets?
Yes.
Right. Has one been sort of not agreeing with you, thinking, I'm going to have a word about this one?
No, that was another one.
Okay. Has that
Yeah.
recently happened, though?
No, they tried to give me the one. Yeah.
Because it was not right with one sort of... Okay.
It wasn't right with me.
Yeah,
I got
with
it
one
stopped,
medication. Does
and
that
they
make
were
sense?
trying to give it back
Yeah,
to me.
that'd do, because your Nan's because there's a lot of different pills you
Yeah.
got stuff you're on, but it's about one that just weren't right, and she's
Yeah.
sort of throwing it back at them, but you've already
Yeah.
done that, yes?
Yes.
Good. All right, Maud, because your Nan Maud, she's a strong lady,
Yeah.
is the one who says, yeah, you're quite right. And you don't have that cluster of rings No, the ring with a cluster of stones in that belongs to a lady who's passed. That might be someone else.
No, not me.
No, it's not you. They were sending love, they're fine. That's for you, Mary. God bless. Well
Thank
done.
you very much.
Well done. I'll say well done for you. You can do nothing. Right. Hang on a minute. Let me get some water. All right. Right, I've got... all right, mate. All right. Anthony, Tony. But I've got to connect this Tony with an Alan as well. I do feel I'm towards the back somewhere. I'm not sure. I don't... who had... Tony. I've got a cancer condition with Tony. What's your name, young man? Hi, Ian. Ian, and where does Alan connect? Right, past. Oh, I've killed his dad. Hang on a minute. Did you know Tony, though? Right, and he had the cancer condition. Because I actually thought Tony was your dad. I know he's not, but he come in quite a nice... And was he a bit of a... Oh, hello.
So I'm here.
Was he a Mickey taker, Ian? Tony?
He was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a... I'm not going to say tease, but he liked to take the Mickey a little bit. Not every now and then, but it's got what I call a deadpan face, and he's got a dry sense of humour, and he'll be winding you up, and you think, I don't know what you're talking about, but he's actually joking, but he looks serious. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because... all right, mate. Tony wants to come in. And Alan, your dad's living?
Yes.
That went really high then, didn't it? Living? Okay, we're not killing him off, don't panic, all right? But Tony wanted to come and say hello, because you're here doing this. I don't know if it's you... Who's got the leg issues? He's talking about leg issues. I don't know if it's around the knee, my knees are not quite... Is that you? Are you together? Yeah. Married? Yeah. Partner then? Pardon? Yes, married, yes?
Yeah.
Did you... She went, yes, and he's gone, yeah. Right, I got it. Because it's like, it is Tony, because he's talking about the cancer. All right, mate. He's talking about his cancer condition, and his cancer condition must have got aggressive very quickly for him.
Yeah.
I've gone downhill very quick. You understand that?
Yeah.
Mum's not passed, has she?
No.
Who's yours?
No.
Who's... Jean. Jean doesn't connect with you, does it?
Yes.
Who's Jean?
My aunt.
Passed?
No.
No, it's not yours. I want a Jean on this side of life.
He's got an auntie Jean in the spirit world as well.
I'm glad you turned up.
Yeah, so am I.
Where's Spirit World? Is that next to JD Sports?
Yes.
Okay, I've got to go. Because as I was talking with Tony, I had a gene come in that connected with you two. Does that make, I mean, if it's his aunt, it's his aunt. Hello?
Hello.
This mic's knackered. Hello, good evening, everybody. That's very pervy, wasn't it? Right, Tone. Actually, Tony's not a man. Your boy's just jumped in here with your dad. Wicked. That's the witch, love. Okay. Right, wait your turn. Right, now. Because Tony wants... Because Tony... And I know there's Auntie Jean, which you obviously your wife remembers more than you do, Ian. Which is not a problem. But with you knew Tony, and he's quite a nice, easy get along with bloke. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And he's not a pushy man at all.
No.
He's very sort of chilled out, laid back, quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just sit back and people watch, if you like. Do you know what I mean? That sort of attitude. Because he's also... I've got it, mate. Because with what we're doing here, it's not his cup of tea.
Oh, no.
He thinks it's all a lot of...
Yes.
Good. You're not going to make me say it, are you? Right. I got it. And if he comes forward and says, no, life does carry on,
Yeah.
you'd have to believe him because he wouldn't have had any of it. In fact, he thinks it's all... Really? Nice, is it, mate? He says it's all a con.
That's him.
Yeah. It's all a con. There's ripping you off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Right off him now. I mean, people think that. Simple as that. But he knows now he's not. Ooh, I've got to get this knee thing sorted out. Right. Is that you?
Yeah.
Is it the left one? Yeah. 50-50 chance here, love. Not that impressive.
Well, it's both, but my left one's really giving me jip at the moment.
Is the left one worse, giving you jip lately? Yeah. Damn, I'm good. Okay, that's fine, because he's just making reference to it. That makes... You're not a golfer, are you, Tone? No, you're not Tone, you're Ian.
Yeah. I used to play, yeah.
Yeah, because he's talking about getting golf clubs out again and going golfing.
I was thinking about it because I found them in the back of the garage, yeah.
What you got? Callaway's?
I wish.
Not Wilson's.
I'm not saying.
They got to be Slazingers then, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to be. Now, when he's talking about it, why not? Because it gets you out and about. Does that make sense? And it's just Tony sends his love. Life does carry on, pal. That's how he said it. And he's also got the who's that? I've got someone else. Right, that's all you done for. All right, Ian. Good. Oh, also, I don't know if there's a January connection. It keeps going into January, so it's a birthday, anniversary, January.
Yes.
Yeah, whose birthday is it?
Our grandchildren.
Right. How many grandkids you got?
3.
3, but they're twins. They're in January.
Oh, good luck. Really? Interesting. There's not another pregnancy around, is there?
Well, Sarah told me there's one on the way.
Yeah, because he just said there's going to be another baby announced soon. Ooh. Have you got a grandson?
Oh, yeah, she said that. No, we haven't. We've got 3 granddaughters.
Right, because he made reference to grandson.
Right.
Okay? Probably a girl anyway, so don't worry about it. But he just made reference to it. That's Tony, this is, by the way, who didn't believe in this kind of thing because he thinks I'm a con man, we just rip people off. Really? That's nasty. And you prey on their emotions, it's wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what he would say, because he's saying it. I've gone right off him. Right. Anyway, no, he's fine. He sends his love, he's fine. So I leave that love and say God bless. Right. Sally, isn't it? Yes? Right. My fault, love. I don't make the rules, do I? You had 10 stacked up there. What's wrong with you? Have you and George dance around on the tables later? I bet when Jonathan gets on her, Rip won't give her any jip. Jimmy up there giving it some. Right, Sally. Your boy. Where's Matt? Matt Connect. Matt. But he's called Matt. Does that make sense? And he took his own life again. Same as I like that. He came in because your boy's quiet as well. Yeah, very similar with your son Philip and your boy Matt. Gonna get mixed up here on our end. He sort of helps Philip come through. They're both quite easygoing fellas. Does that make sense? Your dad is not easygoing. Your dad's a pain in the arse. Right? And who had the breathing conditions and the heart problems? The gentleman. Where does Tony connect with you as well?
Tony's my dad.
Tony is your dad, right. He said Tony, not your Tony, Ian. Unless Tony got out some, he was a bit of a naughty boy. But, I've got it, because it's your dad's Tony and your boy's Matt. Because they come in together here. Yeah. Does that make sense? There's something about heart problems. He was talking about heart problems.
My dad.
That's your dad. I said heart, didn't I, everybody? Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. I like your dad, he's all right. Your boy's quite quiet and quite soft. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Not in a bad way.
No.
Quite soft. And it keeps going into April. So some sort of anniversary birthday in April. Think quicker. Probably your second cousin removed.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Positive?
Yes, positive.
Right. And it keeps talking about... You're not talking about moving, are you?
No.
No. Well, have you been doing stuff... Say that again. I've got it. This is your boy Matt. I've got it. Thank you. Because he's talking about... Have you been redoing a bedroom or not reshaping, reorganising a bedroom?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like moving the beds about and furniture. Really, I've got it, I'll tell you. He's also talking about, you've been talking about getting a new bed as well.
I've been decluttering.
Decluttering?
Yes.
Did you throw your knickers out?
Yes.
Good. But you said there was a bag, I'm serious everybody, by the way. Because your dad just went, no, there's a bag of underwear, of old tights and old gear that you got rid of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, because, see, not cheeky. Her dad said that, all right? Because it's like, your dad's around you. Very strong healing connections, so you've been a bit wound up as well recently. Someone's been winding you up back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the best thing you can do. Your dad wouldn't. Oh, he'd go for it. Your dad's not a... I like him. Right. Is that... Okay. That beef keeps coming up, by the way. Right. Okay, mate, I got it. It's your dad, Tony, because he's a lot more, not louder than your boy, but he's more sort of forward. Does that make sense?
That's right, yeah.
And he's very, very, I got it, mate, your father's very protective over your son. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
yes.
Okay, I've got it, mate. And he would have taken his own life, but your dad's coming in, and they are together quite close here, as though he looks after him. Okay, but he's talking about someone back home, been really winding you up. You've had to be biting your tongue. Does that make sense?
That's right.
And your dad wouldn't, but he's telling me you're doing the right thing.
Oh, good.
Okay,
All
for the
right,
moment
yeah.
you're doing the right thing. Because okay, I got it, mate. Because exploding and going and having a go back ain't gonna do you no good.
Oh, no.
It is like pissing against the wind, and your dad said that. That makes sense. That sort of expression. That's how he says it. Does that make sense? He said, make sure you tell her like that. That's your father. All right?
Okay, right.
And did you have a wristband or a...
Yes.
What am I doing that for? Like a wristband, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It ain't one of them charity ones, you know, like them funny...
It's leather one.
Yeah, I've got it on, I've been wearing it every bloody day. It's like, I had one on, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not that, it's Dad's watch. Anyway, but they're all, and you've still got the wristbands, that makes sense?
Yes.
Wristband. And you still got his clothes indoors as well?
Some of them, yeah.
Your dad, he liked football?
My dad, yeah.
He wasn't a Chelsea boy, was he?
No, he wasn't, no.
No, he wasn't Fulham, was he?
No, he's from North.
No, I've got someone else coming in here now. Hang on a minute. Ron. Right. You don't connect with a Ron, do you?
That was his name, Ronald Anthony.
Ronald Anthony. Right, that do. Okay. He just went Ron, but he was known as Tony.
Yes.
Not Ron, but his real name... I've got it, mate. His real name's Ronald Anthony. Does that make sense?
That's right.
Right, and he's known as Tone.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Tone, because that's how I go. That's my style, kiddo. He's Tony. Right, now, he sends his love, but the boy wanted to come in, as there's been a lot of... Okay, I've got it. There's been a lot of thoughts around your son who's recently... Not recently, but his anniversary must have just gone.
Yeah, July.
No, he's talking about September for something.
That's my mum.
Right, that do. And mum's passed, isn't she?
Yeah.
I like your dad. She jumped in, she just take over the lot.
That's right.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
And these two here, it's like they're more sort of equal balance. That makes sense? Whereas mum wouldn't let them... Got it, Tom? That was creepy, wasn't it? I got it, mate. I got it. So, yeah, because they wouldn't get a word in if mum turned up. You know she's all right.
That's right,
But
yeah.
It's the September one for mum. That makes sense.
Yes, that's
what
right.
she's fine, mum, by the way.
Brilliant,
Hey,
great.
she's all right. I got it, mate. Tony's talking about... Did she have... I just did a little flick there, didn't I? Did she have different health issues, mum, as well?
Yeah.
All sorts, you know, because he said she'd had enough. Your dad's telling me this, not your mum. He's telling me she'd had enough. Does that make sense? Do you have a locket or some sort of necklace that belongs to mum? Is that mum's?
Locket.
Yeah. I can see it's a locket, love. Eyes ain't that bad.
No, she's just checking I haven't lost it.
Yeah, who said that? Sorry. Got that one, did they? Didn't get it. Right. You've got that's mum's locket, yeah? Because Tony, your dad, Ronald Anthony, mentioned, who's known as Tone, everybody. Hope you're all paying attention. Yes, good. Because no one really knew his real name was Ron. Does that make sense?
No, no one did. No.
He was always known as Tone.
I know.
How many more times you got to say that, mate? Is that perfect? Okay. But you mentioned the locket, because if you did lose that, you thought you lost it once.
I did.
Yeah, you thought you lost it. It was at the back of the drawer, by the way. It fell down the back of the unit. Does that make sense? Yeah. Your dad went, I can't say that word, mate. You absolutely panicked a lot.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There could have been lots of bowel movement, but there wasn't. You get where I'm going there, didn't you? It's good. Right, because you're just making reference to, like, that you found it, it's fine. Mum's all right, though, but they all send it up, they're fine, so I'll leave their love you and say, God bless. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you very much, everybody. We've come to the end of my little bit. You sure? It ain't my fault. I don't make the rules. I do as I'm told. And besides, the battery's running low, isn't it? I've put some weight on, and I. Jesus. Oh. Lockdown was not kind for me, I can tell you. No, we have come to the end. Thank you very much for your indulgence, and I do appreciate it.
Mr. Ivan Lee, give him a round of
Cheers,
applause.
thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you so much, folks, for all of your energy. We've had a great weekend. I've loved spending this weekend with you. And certainly, in my opinion, the 20-odd years we've been doing this, it's been one of my favourite weekends with so many great people and great energy. I do want to just acknowledge a few people in particular. All of you have made this weekend what it is. And there's a handful of people, our wonderful volunteers that give their service to make this weekend take place. And I just want to mention a couple of those. I'll read through the names, and if we can try and give them all a round of applause as I go through the names. Hopefully I'll mention everybody, but I'm grateful for absolutely everybody, including you. But some of the mediums, lecturers, speakers have been helping us. So, with thanks to Teresa Thatcher, Ian Mason, Sandra Stevenson, Rosie Anderson, Anthony Lapsley, Sarah Warman, Julie Caswell, Angela McDowell, Michelle Scott, Misha Mike, Phil Shaw, Pollyanna Boothby, Mary Ward, Malcolm Robinson, Trudy Hudson, Leslie Moulton, Jeff Hewitt, all of the spiritual healing team, all of the people giving us private readings. With thanks to Richard James, our producer. With thanks to my mum and dad, my sister, my husband Sean, and my wonderful wife, and the work that she has done. And a special thanks to our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Ivan Lee.
And everyone, if we could really show a round of applause for Ray, Jackie and Ashley Robinson for letting these things happen.
Also want to say thank you to Bernie and Tina and everyone else that's been helping us behind the scenes in those enabling roles. Really important and great value. The value that you all add to this weekend to make it your weekend. That's our ambition, is to give you an opportunity to get away, to have some fun, to be amongst like-minded people, to take a spiritual advancement and a step forwards if you show desire. It's been wonderful to be with you. As we bring this weekend to a formal closure, the bar's still open, you just need a couple of quid to pay for it. And I've got great pleasure in introducing Mr. Guitar Man Jonathan Marks later for a bit of entertainment in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So charge your glasses, dancing shoes on, join us back in the dance room in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Many thanks. God bless you all.